safe. And it's sure. Listen up, because I'm about to lay it out for you straight. Life doesn't give you anything if you sit around waiting for it. If you're not willing to risk it, you won't get the rewards. The truth is, every single thing you want, whether it's success, fame, or fulfillment, it's waiting on the other side of risk. No risk, no story. Risk is essential for growth. If you're not taking risks, you're staying stagnant. Life is all about progression, constantly evolving into something better, stronger, and more capable. Growth doesn't happen by playing it safe, and it sure as hell doesn't happen by sitting comfortably in the place you've always been. The discomfort of risk forces you to grow mentally, emotionally, and physically. It challenges you to find new strengths, learn from your failures, and ultimately discover what you're truly capable of. Think about it. The greatest achievements in history were made by people who took risks. They didn't get to where they are by staying in their comfort zone, and neither will you. Whether it's a businessman taking a financial leap, an artist putting their work on display for the world to critique, or an athlete training for the unknown, the key is always the same: risk. Risk involves uncertainty, but that's the whole point. It's only when you're uncertain, when you're in a position where the outcome isn't guaranteed, that you truly discover what you're capable of. When you stay in your comfort zone, you're not testing your limits. You're not pushing your boundaries. You're avoiding failure, and that's dangerous. Failure is a natural part of growth. It's not something to fear. It's something to embrace. When you risk failure, you gain experience. You learn lessons that wouldn't be available to you if you stayed in the safe zone. Every time you fail and get back up, you've grown stronger. You've learned something new about yourself. And most importantly, you've learned what doesn't work so you can refine your approach next time. But here's the thing about growth through risk: it's not always immediate. It's easy to think that growth only happens in big, obvious moments, like when you land a major deal or when you reach a long-term goal. But growth happens all the time, especially in the small, seemingly insignificant moments. Every time you step into the unknown, whether it's something as small as taking a difficult conversation head on or as big as starting a new business, you're stretching your capacity. Those smaller moments add up. They sharpen you, test you, and ultimately prepare you for bigger challenges down the road. People who take risks learn how to deal with adversity, how to handle the pressure of the unknown, and how to deal with disappointment without giving up. The more you put yourself into situations that force you to adapt and improve, the more you develop the mindset and skill set to handle greater challenges in the future. You build resilience, creativity, and the ability to think outside the box. Growth isn't just about succeeding, it's about becoming the person who can handle any situation, no matter how difficult or uncomfortable it might be. Let's be honest, without risk, we don't innovate. We don't push the boundaries of what's possible. We don't make discoveries, we don't create new technologies, and we don't improve society. Innovation is built on the willingness to take chances, to experiment, and to fail until something works. Every major advancement in history was the result of someone saying, "I'm going to try this, even though I'm not sure it will work." That's the mindset you need to grow, not only in your career, but in life. Ultimately, risk is what separates the people who achieve greatness from the people who remain average. The ones who risk are the ones who discover what they're truly capable of. So stop worrying about what might go wrong and start thinking about what could go right. If you stay comfortable, you'll never grow. And if you don't grow, you'll never reach your full potential. So take the risk, step into the unknown, challenge yourself, and discover what you're truly capable of. Only then will you experience the kind of growth that defines a meaningful, successful life. Risk creates a unique story, and the truth is, we all want a story worth telling. No one remembers the person who always played it safe, who stayed in their lane, and who lived in the predictable, the comfortable. Those stories don't leave a lasting impression. The real stories, the ones that inspire, captivate, and make people say, "Wow, how did they do that?" are the ones that are built on risks. Every time you take a risk, you add a new chapter to your life, one that's full of experiences, lessons learned, and milestones achieved. Think about it. Life is a journey, not a destination. And every journey is composed of moments, decisions, and turning points. The key to making your life extraordinary is to make those moments count by taking risks, challenging yourself, and stepping into the unknown. When you take a risk, you're making a choice to step off the beaten path and into something uncertain. But it's in those moments of uncertainty that you discover who you truly are and what you're capable of. It's those moments that add substance to your story. Let's break it down. A life lived without risk is a life without adventure. Without risk, there's no excitement, no learning, no growth. Sure, you might be comfortable, but that comfort doesn't lead to anything remarkable. Risk is what gives you those defining moments, those moments that create memories and experiences that become the foundation of your story. Whether it's taking a career risk, moving to a new city, or going after a dream that feels out of reach, every risk you take is a new chapter, a step toward something bigger. Risks come with lessons, and lessons are what make your story richer and deeper. The things you learn from risks, whether you win or lose, are what shape your character. You won't grow if you stay inside the box you've built for yourself. Taking a risk means you'll face challenges, and with those challenges come opportunities for personal transformation. Maybe you fail, but even failure is a lesson. Maybe you succeed, but that success is often the result of overcoming obstacles, pushing through discomfort, and learning from the journey. Think about the people you admire. What do their stories have in common? They've taken risks, big ones. They've done things that others wouldn't do, dared things that seemed impossible, and stepped into the unknown with the courage to face whatever comes next. Those risks define them, and they define their story. The difference between a dull, predictable life and one filled with intrigue and excitement is the willingness to step outside of comfort. Each risk is a plot twist, and plot twists are what make stories memorable. But risks don't just add drama to your life, they add purpose. When you take a risk, you're saying, I believe in this. I believe in myself. That belief fuels action, and that action builds your narrative. Without risks, you're sitting back, waiting for life to happen to you. But if you choose to take action, to jump into the unknown with both feet, you start to actively write your story. You stop being a passive observer and become the author of your own life. Every risk you take also brings the possibility of achievement. And achievements, big or small, are the milestones that mark the progress of your journey. When you make a bold decision, when you take that leap of faith, and when things work out, you've written a chapter of success into your story. These achievements aren't just about the end result, they're about the growth, the perseverance, and the lessons that came along the way. At the end of the day, what do you want people to remember about you? What will your legacy be? If you want to be remembered for a life that made a difference, for a story that's compelling, full of triumphs and lessons learned, you need to take risks. Risk doesn't guarantee success, but it guarantees that you'll have a life full of unique stories to tell. A life without risk is a life without depth, so take the risks. Embrace the challenges. Fail, succeed, learn, and grow. Add those chapters to your life story and create something that's truly worth telling, because that's what will make you unforgettable.